Good morning! It's Saturday. The kids are at home. They're working. Jim is working. And I can go ahead and film. My name is Ranalynn Naipo. Welcome to my channel. I live all the way in Hilo, Hawaii. If not, well, I'll be inserting a picture right here. Yep, that's the island I go ahead and live on. But welcome to my channel. Yes, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. This girl is still in her robe. Remember when I said I was going to go ahead and do the video in my pajamas? Remember? Well, if not, I'll be leaving that video down in the description bar. When somebody went ahead and asked whether I would go ahead and do a Saturday morning chat session with a wig, got that done. If I would go ahead and stay in my pajamas, this is just a robe in my pajamas, and do a Saturday morning chat session, and I said, God, I wish I could go ahead and do that. Why not go ahead and do it? So I've got my coffee right here. I want you to go ahead and grab yourself something to drink. We're going to go ahead and address a few things. We're going to be addressing the topic that I had down in the description bar. So go ahead, go ahead and grab something to drink. But I need to go ahead and show you two things. Okay, one of them is because this girl's getting OLD. I won't say old. 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 You know when you're trying to, and I mean this is more like for a content creator as you're getting older. You notice that when you're buying like lipsticks, this is my Christian Dior lipstick. The labels on the back is like just too small. This girl can't go ahead and read it, so I need to go ahead and listen to this one here. It's like a little mini haul. Yep, I'll be leaving a link down the bottom. So for those of you who have a hard time reading your palettes, don't squint, because you know what happens when you end up squinting? You create more wrinkles on your face, and this girl does not need any more wrinkles. So I can just go ahead and grab my little magnifying mirror right here, go ahead and look and hold it up to the label that is like really small, and this one is Rouge d'Or by Christian Dior, number 644, and it's called Sydney. And I know I'm best to go ahead and swatch it. I mean, I've been like yapping like a little banshee right here. So, ooh, Christian Dior. I'm going to be doing a video because I had a subscriber that went ahead and asked, can you show us some of your high-end lipsticks? I'm not going to be doing this video. So yeah, that's one of the first items. So the next item I want to go ahead and share with you is a pair of clear glasses. They are transparent. God. Can somebody tell me, because I'm having like a brain fart right now, that was it a superhero that had clear glasses? I might be having Alzheimer's right now. My mom used to call it sometimers, because only sometimes I can remember and sometimes I don't. But these are clear sunglasses right there, transparent. That's the size. That one has a little bit of gold. And yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'll check them out and, you know, maybe do a little review and wear them on my... So I thought, hey, why not go ahead and put them on? They're kind of stylish. And that seems to be a little bit of a trend that's going on in the mainland. Don't ask me why people want to go ahead and wear clear glasses. I would rather wear sunglasses, but that seems to be the trend. I remember Jim's son having some transparent glasses, but they were called like attitude glasses. I think he bought them down at the mall, and I don't know why they got them, but yeah, so I told her, sure, I'll go ahead and maybe do some selfies for my Pinterest site. But yeah, I mean, I think they're cool. I mean, I'd rather wear my prescription glasses, but today I have my contacts on, so I'm able to go ahead and see you. This girl's not blind, and yeah, so I want to go ahead and show you those things. So we got this, if we can't read the label, and we got some glasses. I'll be leaving them both if you're interested in either, or I'll be leaving the link down in the description bar. Okay, so the other thing was, Jim and I were walking around the mall, and of course, not just me, but from a month ago, like in August, people were already setting up for Christmas. Isn't that like crazy? So I walked into Hallmark, my local Hallmark, and she went ahead and anytime I go ahead and talk about Hallmark, I can go ahead and put Hallmark Hawaii. There we go, it's a hashtag there up the top. And they got some great stuff that's coming up for the holiday season. They got their holiday book, which is, I didn't even set up my tree. I'm already thinking about where am I gonna go ahead and set up my tree. Do I go ahead and set it up in front of the picture window? Do I put it in the corner of the living room? Because I like to go ahead and show you folks what I'm doing with my Christmas tree. But yeah, I mean, look at all these cute ornaments for those of you who like ornaments. I mean, this girl loves ornaments. I mean, it's already out. I was looking. Here we go. I think that's so cute. But, yeah. Hallmark. I don't know. Let me know if a lot of you go ahead and have your Hallmark card. And if you go ahead and do any shopping at your local Hallmark, whether you have a Hallmark or don't have a Hallmark. I mean, I don't have an Ulta, thank goodness. But, yeah. Go ahead and let me know. Oh, look, Dory. There we go. Look how cute that one is. Ooh, right there. Okay. So, I just wanted to go ahead and let you folks know that we didn't even eat the turkey yet. And the Christmas stuff is out. What's up with that? You know, back then, when, back then meaning that in the 70s, before, people wouldn't put out the Christmas decorations until you ate the turkey. And then the Christmas decorations would go out because nobody would be working on Thanksgiving. All the businesses used to be closed, so everyone who was working could go home and spend time with family. But nowadays it's not like that. We got Black Friday, we got Black Monday, we got Black Sunday, and everybody's trying to get a piece of the cake when it comes to sales, which I don't blame them. I used to go ahead and work in retail, so now you have a lot of businesses that are open on Thanksgiving, and I feel kind of sorry for them because they're not able to go ahead and spend time with their family. That's just my opinion on it. Don't give me a thumbs down on it, but that's just my opinion on it. So some of my subscribers went ahead and watched my first Q&A, actually my first 2 Q&As, and I guess because they're getting ranked up because they have a little bit more views, they wanted to go ahead and know what my experience was when I worked for my parents who owned a mortuary. What was my experience? I think that working at a mortuary takes a very special person. I think because I was born and raised into it, it didn't seem peculiar when Dad brought the hearse home because he had a funeral the next day. Yes, so yeah. I didn't think anything of it. I guess because I was born and raised into it, and I have a couple of stories that I did to my sister, but we're going to go ahead and maybe talk about that in this video. What I wanted to go ahead and do was explain that, and I wrote a few notes here, there are pros and cons. When I was working for my parents, I started working for them at a mortuary when I was 14 years old. And I wasn't asked, you're told. This is my parents. Your butt is coming down to the mortuary. You're going to go ahead and work. You're 14 years old. Mom got your working permit. Your lazy butt is coming down to the mortuary to pick up cigarette butts. Now, not with your hand. Of course, I had gloves. We have a dustpan. Also, you know, during a wake service, when the body is put on view and people can go ahead and pay their respects, there was a wake service at night, and then of course the next day is either the cremation or the burial at the cemetery. So I would take my homework down, gotta do the homework, and my first position was clerical, answering the phone. Then I went ahead and helped my dad next door, who was a funeral director and used to go ahead and conduct funerals. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. Assisted him, you know, watching the coffee area, making sure people are not spilling hot coffee on themselves, making sure the refreshment area is nice and clean, making sure that I'm constantly dust panning and keeping everything nice and clean, spot checking the bathrooms. So that was my first position, doing general clerical position for my parents and going with my dad and conducting funerals. As I got older, I used to tag along with my dad to pick up human remains at a house, at an accident, at a care facility. It was even the side of the road. It was an unattended death. I mean, people don't just die in hospitals, people die at their homes. So I used to tag along with my dad because people normally die like when you're ready to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they would get the call that a loved one went ahead and passed away. And being that my mom was running the mortuary, if my dad had to go ahead and do a body removal, I used to go ahead and tag along with him. So I'm gonna have to say that as a child, I guess it didn't affect me much because you're kind of like ingrained into it. It didn't really bother you. I mean, looking at a deceased person in the casket was like, okay, didn't bother me. Now, the part that I think when it started bothering me was when your own loved ones would ended up passing away. And of course, there's pros and cons to that. Of course, you're able to go ahead and give them a complimentary funeral, whether it's a grandparent or an auntie, you're able to go ahead and give them a discount. But as I got older, because I stayed with my parents until I was working from age 14 to 18, And then I branched out because you know what it's like working for family. Your parents don't treat you like an employee. They treat you like your child. So if you do something wrong, it's not like, I'm going to go ahead and write you up. You're going to go ahead and get scoldings from your parents. So yeah, that's one of the bad things when working with family. I think you're not treated as an employee. You're treated like a family member. So if I did something wrong or I wasn't paying attention, you're basically yelled at. I mean, I was talked to, but mostly yelled at. Because they can go ahead and do that. You're a regular standard employee. They're looking at you as their daughter, not as an employee. But when they went ahead and brought in regular employees, that was a little different. I went ahead and wrote down some pros and cons about working at a mortuary. And the first thing I think that you need to understand, you're thinking of going into this profession, is a very somber occupation. I mean, you can't be smiling when somebody comes up the stairs and they just lost a loved one. I mean, they're going to take it very offensively. And I remember times where when I was working for my parents, and maybe my sister had a birthday or my mom had a birthday, and we would go out and get a cake and put some candles on, and we're all singing happy birthday to my mom. You know, the next thing you know, you're looking outside and you see a car pull up and it's a family. And you know exactly what ended up happening. Most people don't just show up to a mortuary to visit. Okay, they're showing up because somebody passed away. They preferred not calling, so we call those people walk-ins. They walked in, they're probably just coming down from the hospital. The hospital told them, you know, to go ahead and find a mortuary of their choice, and they end up walking in. So basically, you go from being extremely happy to somber. Exactly like this. So when they go ahead and walk in, and whether they're upset, the first thing they'll normally say is, I just came from the hospital, my husband or my wife or my child or my mom or my grandparent just went ahead and passed away. I was told to come down to your facility and make arrangements. So basically, you can't be smiling like this. You have to be very somber. So if somebody goes ahead and comes in and specifies, you know, I'm here because my dad just passed away. I'm here because I just lost my mom a few minutes ago. I just came from the hospital. You know, her body is in the morgue. I need to know and finalize the arrangements. And I have my brothers and sisters with me, or I have my dad with me. I have my mom with me, and we need to go ahead and finalize the arrangements. Basically, your demeanor needs to be very, very serious. I mean, these people are experiencing a very traumatic experience in their life that is going to be life-changing. So when you first start meeting with them till the end of the service, you need to be extremely empathetic. And I think the biggest thing I realized that when I was working for my parents, as well as owning my own mortuary, a few years later when my parents retired, I went ahead and opened up another mortuary and took care of some of their clients, and then did that for like 15 to 20 years, and then went ahead and sold the business and just decided that I needed to get out of the mortuary business. Was everybody grieves differently. You know, some people are extremely distraught when they walk in, and some people are happy. I mean, I had a gentleman one time that came in, and I thought that he was just wanting to come and get information. He came in, he wasn't very upset. He went ahead and said, you know, if for some reason my wife goes ahead and passes away, you know, right now she's on hospice, I want to go ahead and do some pre-preparation. What are some of the things that I should be thinking about? So normally we would go ahead and give them a sheet with bullet points on there, so that way they're able to go home and discuss it with other family members. You know, things like whether it's going to be burial or cremation, whether they're going to keep the ashes, whether they want to spread the ashes. If the person's going to be buried, how much money do they want to end up spending, like on a casket? Do they want to end up burying them in a private cemetery, in a county cemetery? Or do they want to bury them in a veteran cemetery? Do they have the veterans papers? All of that needs to be discussed. And majority of the time, when there's more people involved, and I don't want anybody to take this offensively, when there's more people involved, I tend to prefer to deal with just one person. Because basically, when you're doing the billing for the final arrangement, because there is a cost, you know, there's a professional fee, there's the thank you cards, there's the price of the hearse, there's the crematory fee, which the mortuary tends to go ahead and pay in advance, and we get reimbursed from the family. There's just a lot of other factors. You know, you might be providing clothing, the family might want to go to bring their own clothing. So these are expenses. A lot of the times people will just come out and ask, you know, I only have $3,000, I only have $4,000, I only have $1,000 to spend. What can you provide for me for this budget? I think that my biggest surprise was that I realized how everybody grieves differently. I mean, some people are angry when they come in, and those are the more difficult ones that I think I had a hard time dealing with, because they took out their anger about that person who passed away on the people that are doing the arrangements or on other family members that are with them. I think because my parents trained me to go ahead and see and observe their mannerisms, their body language, how they're coming across, I was able to have a better understanding of how I needed to go ahead and treat these family members who just lost a loved one. So when the person passes away, and depending also on the religion, they're upset that the person is no longer there, but it's almost like a sense of relief for some people, because they know that this person who was in pain as they were getting ready to pass away is just no longer in pain, you know. And also depending on the religion, you know, they might say, you know, mama's in a better place. You know, I was taking care of her for 10 years or 15 years. I have to quit my job. You know, I don't want you to come across as though I'm happy that my mom passed away, but it just literally, as a caregiver, and I can understand because I was a caregiver for my mom before she passed away, it's just really hard for you to understand and watch the body language when you're working with people who walk in and they've just found out that somebody passed away in their family. So even though this has been a very somber topic, I wanted to go ahead and wish everyone a happy Saturday. Go ahead and leave me your comments down in the description bar, letting me know what you are doing on this Saturday morning. So my name is Ranalynn Naipo. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so by clicking on that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on that notification bell, because that'll keep you abreast on some of the videos that I go ahead and upload on a weekly basis. But what I want you to go ahead and do is to go out there, be bold, be beautiful, don't forget to dress up, and all the way from Hilo, Hawaii, my name is Ranalynn Naipo. Aloha! Bye-bye!